One I have taken, and I think other also I can take. Thank you. Okay, so shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
So,
sir.
current I'm sharing my entire screen because I will be switching my presentation screens from one to another. I have few things to share with you guys. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I will
Yes, sir.
introduce myself. So I am Rahul Soni, co-founder of EVI Technologies, and in EVI Technologies, we are IIT Delhi based startup, which is associated with Electropreneur Park, and we founded this company in 2016-17. We have good stakeholders from government like STPI, ISA, and from industry also like Napino Auto. And then later we joined FITT in acceleration program. So as EVIT, sorry, as EVIT, we mainly work on developing EV charging stations, and we have deployed more than 3,500 plus EV chargers with the name of EVI Technologies and other white label solutions as well. And our presence is in 20 plus states in India. So in EV chargers, we have developed AC chargers from power up 3 kilowatt up to 44 kilowatt. And in DC charger, we have developed 15 kilowatt up to 120 kilowatt. So mainly the USP and expertise of EVIT is like we have in-house designing and prototype capabilities under our R&D section, and compatibility of our charger is with major OEMs because there is a compatibility issues also. And then we provide good after sales service like in terms of repair and maintenance. So I'll just try to slide show. So is the screen visible completely?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so EVIT's presence in India, we can see we have 13 plus variant of EV chargers, and these are the locations and cities or states we have covered. We are mainly dedicated to building the required EV charging infrastructure across the India. So this is the network growth. So we started, as I told you, in 2017. That time there was one tender floated by EESL in India. That was the very first tender in India. So we bid it in it, and we got an order of 50 EV chargers in 2017. Then later in coming years, we developed AC chargers and DC chargers and softwares. And now this session is focusing on charging stations only. So we are showing here what we have done in the charging stations domain. I will not be talking more about the technology R&D, and that we can discuss maybe in Q&A or later sessions. So we can see like in 2020, we developed 6 charging stations at with Harigo. Harigo is a company as an investor in 5 locations in Delhi with SDMC. SDMC is South Delhi Municipal Corporation, and BESL. BESL is a PSU. So in India, just to give you an overview, government of India, they have launched a program in which any PSU, which is like public sector unit, can switch or go into EV charging domain or work to enhance or to increase the penetration of electric vehicles on road. So BESL is one of the PSU, and SDMC is providing the locations. So I will talk about the stakeholders also. Similarly, we did in 2021, we did the same similar kind of project with 6 charging stations with Core, another investor again in the NDMC area, which is New Delhi, North Delhi Municipal Corporation, and Basil. So we need land. So land is provided by NDMC. We need system integrator, which is like Basil. We need investors. So in this case, Core is the investor, and we need operations, chargers, and all that. So we are filling the gap for that. These 12 stations were mainly for public stations, and these were not mainly for overnight parking. So we thought of developing one dedicated station where the user can park and charge overnight. So these were the locations where we had a limited space of 4 car or EVs or 5 car or EVs. But then in 2022, with the help of Nupur Recycler in Palam, Delhi, this was a private station. So we developed a station for 50 electric vehicles, which can be parked overnight, charged overnight, and can be charged at the daytime also. And with all this experience, fortunately, we got a very big and good order from Himachal Pradesh and a very good responsibility where we have to develop 22 charging locations in Himachal Pradesh. So they are planning to convert their corridors into green corridors where the person or the EV user can go and charge, and then to develop wayside amenities also. So I will discuss about this in detail, what we are doing in Himachal Pradesh, and I will discuss about these projects in brief. And we can have a discussion because this is what we have done as an experience. So we can discuss these if you have any query in question and answer sessions. So you can see in Delhi scenario, I have few information. So these are the charging locations in Defense Colony, Max Hospital, Saket, Kamal Cinema, Sapna Cinema, Priya Cinema. These are the MCD area. Green Park, Chawla Chemist, Mohan Cooperative Industrial Estate. So these are mainly the locations. These are very highly populated locations and very prime locations in Delhi. So you can see uh, how does an EV charging station look like. So this is a complete charging station where you have a canopy to protect the stations from environmental, maybe rain, some sunlight, and all that. And you have a area where you can park the EV user can park their EV, and you have a panel here. You can see the panel of where you install the EV meter and Wi-Fi devices and all that. And then you have cameras also. Here you can see camera to protect it from thefts and all that. So that we will discuss in the challenges. And this is also another location, Rajendra Nagar. This was Pashchim Vihar. Here we have 13 plus EV charging stations in Delhi, as I have mentioned earlier. These are the coordinates. You can see it is not just concentrating on one region. It is mainly spread across Delhi. And on daily basis, we are doing 120 charging sessions in these locations, which is a good number. And in MCDs, we have this location, Pashchim Vihar, which is highest revenue generating sites only from charging. So it is in very huge demand. So I will discuss about the stakeholders. So I will now focus on the challenges, opportunities, and technicalities of developing an EV charging stations. Once we are done with this, then I will tell you more about what we are doing in Himachal. Okay. So these are the stakeholders which we need to set up an EV charging station in India, in which the most important is the government authorities. Like we have Government of India, state governments, and municipal corporations, and PSUs. Those are the government authorities which we require. for which are the major stakeholders, because they are policy makers, they are providing the land like that. And in case of regulatory bodies, we have CEA, who MOP, Ministry of Power, DHI, like Department of Heavy Industries, who make policies for the adoption of EV charging. Like we have FAME, faster adoption of mechanical electric vehicle stations and electric vehicles also. Then we have landowners or property developers. For example, we have a good big mall, we have airport land, we have different land across India. So there we need the land to have to install EV charging stations. Then we need CPOs. This term is very important in terms of EV charging station. So it is charging point operators, where these are the companies or individuals where they are actually operating the stations, which is physically there. Like we have petrol pumps in across the world, or fuel stations across the world. So then we have electric vehicle supply equipment manufacturers who are providing these electric dispensers. Let's call them, like we have a fuel dispenser. Similarly, we have electric dispensers also. Then we have energy suppliers, which is very important. Like we have discoms, we have energy from like coal or thermal, or some green energies also, like solar, wind, hydro. So these comes under energy suppliers. Then we have investors and financing agencies. As I have mentioned, we need to have a very good investment, because it's a CAPEX game, infrastructure game. So we need to have a CAPEX installation, investment financing agencies. Then we need software and platform providers, where we have to ensure that the remote monitoring and controlling of the EV charging station is happening smoothly. And because EV users also come to the stations, while they install the mobile application, they check the status of the station and charger, and the pricing and the rating of the stations and all that. So those are like hardware and software connectivity. Then we have OEMs, because OEM is also very important. Which type of electric vehicle is coming to charge at the particular station. So whether it is Mahindra, whether it is Tata, or let's call from like Ather, Ola in terms of two-wheeler, New or Fortum in terms of buses, or like Sarthi, or Victory, and in terms of three-wheeler. So these are all OEMs who are developing electric vehicle. Though those players are very important, because ultimately those have to follow the standards which are being made by regulatory bodies. And then, of course, the most important is the customer, the EV user, where those are also, because they are the end client of the station, like running. Through them only the CPOs or the things will generate revenue. So let us deep dive in every stakeholders and understand the challenges, and let us see what are the opportunities in those domains. So this is one approach I am following. This is like we are focusing on the stakeholders and understanding each stakeholders, and understanding the challenges and opportunities. Later we will move to the process of developing a station. Then we will go briefly on the challenges and opportunities of the process. So first is government authorities. So let's go for major challenges and matching opportunities. So challenges are like they are very slow policy implementation at ground level. So they make very good policies, like they float a draft policy, but once it is coming to ground level, it takes a lot of time, and users are mainly confused which policy to follow, whether it is draft or it is going to be final, like that. Then there is a huge or big coordination issues also, where we know that at the government level, like central, state, and local bodies. And in case of rural and urban edge zones, there is a very lack of awareness. So people are not very aware on these policies and the platform which are which governments are providing. So let us see what are the opportunities in this. So they can make a single window clearance system, because at every level there is a very complex uh, clearance system. So they can have a faster single windows clearance system, and then they have other attractive subsidiaries and tax benefits to attract private players and promote EV adoption under smart cities, FAME 2, and renewable energy programs. So second is regulatory bodies. So the challenges is like defining uniform technical standards across states, managing grid load impact due to fast chargers, monitoring safety and quality compliances. So mainly, uniform technical standards are not there. Every department is having their own standards across the state, and then that like for buses, for cars, most of the chargers are coming for public stations will be fast chargers. So there will be a huge impact on the grid. Grid can the voltage can drop, the grid can go down, and demand to maintain the demand, we need some um, factors to manage the grid load impact. And then the safety and quality compliances also, because you must be seeing that there was so much of fire issues happening in electric vehicle batteries for two-wheeler, three-wheeler, like that. Then in case of opportunities, we have develop a national EV infrastructure code, and then push the standards like OCPP compliance and interoperability. This is already there, OCPP compliance and all that, it is already there. And then smart grid integration with EV charging is very much important. Third is like landowners and property developers. So they have very huge upfront cost for charger installations. Like you have to give the fixed rent. So these are the challenges which are currently maybe already taken care by the government or the stakeholders, because EV is not now new in India. It was like now it's a past thing, because from 2020 21 the boom is picking up. So you must be seeing this, that now this is not a challenge anymore. So these some of the cases are like that also. Uncertainty about ROI, because return on investment is not certain, because you don't know the utilization factor of EV charging, how much charging you are going to have per day basis. Space and power load constant in existing building. So currently, if you are living in a society, and there you for the society, once the summer comes, like this is a summer season, we all know. So many people in every room there will be an AC installed. So in winter it is easy, like to have peak load is not there, but in summers the peak load will be there during night time. So it is very difficult for the landowners to manage that load. So now this for that challenge, what the suggestions have come up: monetize unused parking areas. First of all, there are a lot of land in government agencies or government authorities, which we are also taking benefit of that as a charging station operators. So monetize unused parking areas as paid charging spots. So now we are giving, there is a policy from government of India that you pay per unit charging, like you pay 1 rupee to the government as a unit charging, not a fixed charging. Because in when you start installing a charger, you start, for example, today is like April, so you start development in April, and then with the time it takes maybe 4 months, 3 to 4 months to establish the whole station, and commissioning also, where the first EV comes. So there you are saved with this method, that you don't have to pay for the rent, upfront rent or security. Once the electric vehicle starts charging, then you have to pay as per the unit consumption, which is very fair for every stakeholder. and the charge point operator. It will, ultimately the whole cost is going to impact the end user, which is EV user. So in this case, the ROI, the user or the charge point operator doesn't need to worry on the rent ROI because it is linked in the revenue. So this is called as revenue sharing model. Then boost property value by offering EV friendly amenities. So now people, when you travel to tourist spots like Himachal, like other states, any hill station or any tourist spot, maybe in Jaipur and Delhi, so you must be finding that at every almost every hotel there is at least one charging point or charging location. So that is also bringing up in a very huge number. So now, as I have mentioned, the revenue sharing model. So not with just the developers of property developers, but with many stakeholders, CPOs can do a revenue sharing model to reduce the investment. So it is a ecosystem game, not an individual game. Like you are opening a shop, you are owning everything because it's a huge capital investment thing. So now we will talk about charge point operators. So the challenges here are like high installation and operational cost, low charger utilization in early stages, maintenance and uptime issues for remote stations. So as I have mentioned, once you are installing a charging station, so there will be in any business the utilization or the customer attraction will be very less in early stages, but the capex is already, you know, taken or like used. So for that opportunities, we can talk about like bundle other services like Wi-Fi, food to attract the customers. Like most like Starbucks and other food amenities also they are following this model. And you can have a food court also. You can have wayside amenities at the charging station so that more footfall will come. Now you can, for the minimum guarantee, there is a MG where you can partnership with OEMs and fleets. So they assure you the minimum amount of charging they can offer, or they can utilize your charging station. So with these agreements also, your low charger utilization problem will be solved. So this is the most important point before installation of the chargers. You need to have some agreements with the fleet operators or OEMs like Hyundai, MG, so that they prefer or they put your charging stations on preference with their end users. Because in case of OEMs, until and unless everybody is having range anxiety in terms of EV charging, e-mobility, so they also need to show to their customers that we are having tie up with these charging operators, and you don't need to worry about the chargers. And then you can, for load management, you can have smart charging and load balancing, because there is a concept called as like dynamic tariff. So at societies there is a peak time, there is a off peak time. So in during peak time, the charges or the tariff per unit is quite high, maybe 10 rupees per unit, 12 rupees per unit. But during off peak time, and let's take an example of the peak time, it is like from maybe from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., where most people come to home, or maybe in the morning 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., where most people are getting ready and using maybe in winter using geyser, washing machines, make major chores happening time. But during daytime, like suppose 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., or late night time like 2 a.m. to 7 a.m., so these are off peak times. And most of the people, they schedule the AC also, like using for 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours, and then switch them off or reduce the power, which is called as sleep mode. So in that case, you can schedule your charging session during off-peak time to save money. For example, you plug your vehicle at 7 p.m. You come back home from office, which is a regular scenario. Like I come back by 5:30, 6 o'clock, for example, and then I plug my EV, but I'm not starting the charging. I have scheduled it based on timing or based on the tariff. So once the tariff is down, or once the load is available, so we can start the charging, and even we can regulate the power. Like we can give 7 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt, 4 kilowatt as per the availability of the load in major societies and mall or different things. So we cannot have a static load requirement. We need to have a dynamic load requirement. So challenges from EVSC manufacturers. So basically, we are dependent on other countries, um, because most of the components are not made in India. The systems are made in India, but yes, like chips, guns, charging guns, chips, controllers, displays, those are not made in India. Those are made in like other countries. We import that. So dependency is there, which leads to high lead time and higher cost also, duty and all that. That is one of the challenge. Then frequent updates in charging standards. Like when we started, I will tell you an example. When we started in 2017, so there was a standard called as Bharat DC 001, which is based on Chinese standard, which is GB by T. And that time the vehicles were based on that standard, in which we had a battery of 72 volt, and it can take current up to 200 amperes. So later, when Indian government, they started adopting other, like they started working on the standards. So they found that CCS is the best standard. And why? Because in case of CCS, the voltage is quite higher and the current consumption is quite lower. So which reduces the power losses as well as heat losses on also. So now we have installed some chargers in 2017, 18. That time utilization was next to zero. But now once, like I have installed charger in Trivandrum and in Rampur, Himachal that time. So those were Bharat DC 001. So now in 2022, 23, after COVID, people started buying Nexon EV that time. So I got call from both the agencies. One was IOCL, second was SJVN. So they told me that your charger is not charging the existing vehicle. So I told them the existing vehicle is CC or based on CCS, but the charger is based on Bharat DC 001. So in a way, the investment done at that time is, like zero, because the vehicle is not available now. So that is the problem we had faced. But now this is again eradicated, because most of across pan India, CCS2 is the best or the chosen standard. Now India, for two-wheeler and three-wheeler, we are focusing on LEV DC, light electric vehicle DC charger. And there are a lot of EV manufacturers coming in India since 2020, 21. So the margin is also reducing. It is becoming a commodity game now. So how we can, take care of these challenges, and what are the opportunities? So one of the opportunity is like, uh, although we cannot do it 100%, but yes, like after that, some displays being manufactured from India, and guns are also, like charging guns are also made in India. Earlier the whole product was imported from China or some other countries, but after that, with time, um, dependency is reducing in terms of import. And because in case of other countries product, there is no scope of repairment, but only replacement. So that includes a lot of cost and time as well for the manufacturer. Then this is quite unpractical, but yet useful step to develop modular upgradable chargers. People are doing this in institutions like IIT. They are coming up with solutions like to have multiple guns in single charger with same modules. Power modules can be used from for like light vehicles, for higher vehicles. So those are in research side which people are doing. And then for a steady revenue, like mainly we can offer AMC, like we have AMC in RO, in AC, like we do it for like 4 years, 6 years. So that is also one of the way to work on the margins and costing. So for the energy suppliers, as Discom and all that I have mentioned, so grid intimacy, latency affecting energy quality, and then need for energy storage with solar stations, regulatory hurdles in net metering and open access. So these are major challenges. And then now the opportunities are co-locate solar panels with chargers to create green stations, which we are doing in Himachal. So we also had this station in Sonipat earlier. So we had a 50 kilowatt solar panel over the charging station, so which reduced the electricity tariff to half. Like earlier, it was we were having 8 rupees per unit from Discom, but after using net metering or solar stations, it was reduced to 4 rupees, which is ultimately a benefit to the charge point operator only. And then they can have green charging branding. Green charging meaning you're the source uh, is not gray meaning coal or thermal or like that. It is a green charging like wind and this solar and all that. And then you can sell some renewable energy certificates also, uh, to have marking, like we have a BEE marking, like energy efficiency marking of 3 star, 2 star, like that. So in case of investors, uh, it's a very high risk because in India it's a very early EV market phase, and difficulty in predicting cash flows because of uncertain adoption and lack of proven business model for public charging. So this is most important. Like there is no case study because it's very initial, right? And in even worldwide also there are very less or very next to zero who is profitable just because of the um, charging stations revenue. So now mainly you can with this you can have you know tie up with your the government to mitigate the risk, and then finance fleet focused charging hubs, mainly hubs, not public stations, where you have a high utilization guarantee, and then explore carbon credits and ESG investment linked profits. So ultimate ultimately, along with this, as in worldwide people are promoting EV charging, so there are funds which are dedicated, like for example for Indus Tower they have a dedicated 500 crore fund which they have to use or utilize to develop EV charging infrastructure across India. So this ensures that you have to utilize this fund only to make EV charging. So there also there's a no more of the burden on the financing agencies. For software and platform providers, fragmented market with many proprietary platforms. In case you have multiple software provider or multiple CMS meaning charge point management systems. So there are more than 20 now in India, and only 2 to 3 are reliable and robust, and everybody is showing 1 lakh charging stations on their platform. So this is something which is very confusing for an as an EV user, like which platform I should use, whether it is I should use Tata Power, whether I should use Electrify, whether I should use pulse energy or some other. So this is a problem, major problem. Then cyber security is a problem. Then integration challenges with different hardware types, because ultimately it is a hardware and software integration, interoperability. So mainly the opportunities in that is I am mainly focusing on major challenges. There are multiple more challenges also, and main focus for me is to explain our experience, what we are facing along with these points. So develop unified platforms with that work with multiple hardware, which are interoperability thing. So there are standards from OCPP, Open Charge Point Protocol, which came from Netherlands and adopted worldwide. So in that case, you have a unified protocol where you need to have the communication between the charger and the server using that protocol. Protocol is simply the method or the messages or the way of talking to between one entity to another entity. Then after that, because there are multiple platforms provider, so there you can have you have to create APIs for dynamic pricing, energy monitoring, and reservations, so that you can do cross uh, charging thing. Like for example, we have Indigo, we have Vistara, we have Air Asia. So those are the flight operators. But along with that, we have like Make My Trip, Ease My Trip, Clear Trip, Paytm. So these are having the information of the charger of the flights as well. You can book your flight using these platforms also, which they are not providing or owning the airlines, but you can directly book the flight from Indigo website also. So similarly, once we have a charge point operator, you can directly go to their software, or we need some dynamic APIs or some APIs for dynamic pricing and energy monitoring and reservations, where you are using one platform and you can book another charging sessions from another CPUs. So then we have to have a solution. So they can offer a white label apps for small CPUs who cannot develop their own. So CPUs, they don't need to develop their mobile application because it's a completely software game. So they can, many people are doing white label solutions for CPUs where the software team is having a revenue sharing of around 8%, 5% for every transaction, and they are providing their solution to the CPUs for monitoring and pricing. Then in the OEM part, this is like charging network. They cannot build, because as an OEM, you need to make sure that your user is not crying after buying your vehicle, and that they say is that there is a range anxiety issues or the compatibility issues between vehicle and charger. So these are the major challenges, uh, because Nexon is not getting charged at another one station, some other vehicle is not getting charged at another stations. So in that case, they need to work with CPOs and charger manufacturers. So they can have a charging subscription model. They can partner with CPOs and create branded fast charging corridors, as Kia, Audi, they are already doing in India. And every time, every week, every month, news is coming that Kia has developed the fastest charging station in Mumbai. So what they are not actually making those chargers, but they are partnering with CPOs for having highest or higher faster charging stations. Enable vehicle to grid integration to create new revenue models. So in case of vehicle to grid, it is called as you are powering your, or you are selling the energy. Suppose you are charging through during a off peak time at a rate of 4 rupees or 3 rupees your vehicle, and you have stored the energy. Then during the peak time, you can sell that energy at around 10 rupees, 9 rupees, where you can, have a profit or margin of the delta of around 6 rupees, 4, 5 rupees per unit. So that is also new revenue is coming in OEM's case. Now for the end user, the customer or the EV user. So there is a lack of charger availability in semi-urban and rural areas, payment issues, different apps, QR codes, wallets. There's a lot of confusion in that. Fear of being stranded, like mainly the uptime is not there. You reach at the charging. Suppose like you are going from Delhi to Mumbai and you are relying on the charging network and you have to charge at least 2 times during your journey. Let us suppose 2 times. So in that case you need to have a reliable charging station. Reliable, by reliable I mean you need to have a station where you visit and you charge. Suppose you are left with 50 kilometers, and because the charging stations are not very close, like not at every 25 kilometer, although government has um, made this mandate that on a highway at every 25 kilometer there has to be a charging stations. So let's suppose I left Delhi at 6 a.m. and reach my first, you know, uh, break location on Mumbai Expressway. So I will definitely find a charging station where I can charge. So I reach there, so the slot is not available. That is one challenge. Second is charger is not working. So now you are stuck. So you need to have the reliability of the charging stations. So in that case, we have a growth of plug and charge seamless systems. This is mainly for payment issues, like you don't need for authentication and all that. You just simply plug it and the authentication will be done through your car. There's a PLC system in the charger. We will not get into the technical realities of that. Then loyalty benefits, dynamic tariffs, like as I have mentioned earlier, cheaper nighttime charging at your home, and access to app-based real-time charger status and reservation features. So reservation features is, suppose I am leaving at 6 a.m. from Delhi and going to Mumbai, where I will reach there in maybe 12 or 13 hours. So I will have a break at break for my breakfast at around 10 a.m. or maybe 9 a.m. after 3 hours. Then for lunch at around 1 p.m. Then for maybe evening tea at around 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Then at around like while reaching to Delhi, oh sorry, Mumbai, at around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. for maybe dinner or something relaxing. So at every break, I need to have a solution where I can do the reservation. So suppose I go there and I find the slot is available for me and I'm pre-booking it so that no one else uh, is charging there and I can see that the charging station is available. So in that way, the confidence of the user will increase. So these are the charging stations which we have in Delhi. In detail, I can show. So we have this in Pashchim Vihar, Delight Cinema, Rajendra Nagar, Defense Colony. I have chosen few images. So here you can see we have AC charger. This is AC charger. This is Bharat DC 001. This is Bharat DC 001. So here the demand increased because of these cars of the location. And then we have a CCS charger also. So we need to have a multiple varieties of chargers. Here you can see we have a type 2 22 kilowatt dual gun charger, which is having 44 kilowatt. Then we have a AC 001 for two-wheeler, three-wheeler, and then DC 001 and CCS charger. Similarly, in Delight Cinema, so you can see the canopy is also different in all three, four charging stations, and the charger is also different. So this is like, so we have the government authorities, they have told us that these are the charging stations you need to have for at least one station. So they have told us they have provided the guidelines. Then for the land we had an agreement with MCD. For the electricity, we had an agreement with BSES Rajdhani in Delhi, which is a discom. For the investment, as I have mentioned, two investors we took from Herigo and Core for different projects. One is in in North MCD, second is in South MCD. Then for EV utility, we have tied up with these government vehicles where we have a MG, minimum guarantee, from these operators. Like these are fleet operators. We have agreements with them that these number of vehicles you need to bring to our station. Then add on to that vehicle, that is a bonus or extra income for you. Then we have a safety for the station using the cameras. As you can see, the camera symbols here, because there is a huge problem of charging theft and charging guns theft, which I will show in one of the slides. Okay, so these are the stations. Now we will move to another segment of charging station, which is like charging station deployment. So those were the challenges and terminology for stakeholders of charging station. This is main on the process, like from zero to having a running station. So these are the steps where we need to focus. So one is the site location survey, second is land development, then civil and electrical infrastructure, then supply and installation of EV charger, testing and commissioning, operation and maintenance. So these are the steps which we follow to develop any of the station. Like in any of these stations, we have followed each and every step. So I will not go in very detail. I will quickly go in every steps and we will see what are the challenges in every step and what are the opportunities. So I will just focus on each of the steps. So the first is like I have clubbed site location and land development. So mainly land ownership and acquisition delay. So in making a charging stations, there is a very delay in acquisition. So you get an order, like suppose we got an order from Himachal, we got the project in December, but still land acquisition is not yet done. Like it's 4 to 5 months. So that is a big problem. And then multi-agency zoning and permitting, like for every different area, every different, you have different authorities, you have different problems like DDA, MCD, discoms, paperwork independency, like that. So it takes a lot of time in this. So mainly the time issues is there, departmental issues are there, community resistance and environmental concerns. So like if you have to install a charging station where you are having a park where you need to um, cut trees and all that, so environmental concerns will be there. So you have some common land because the land is already there, right? So you need to install the charging stations at existing parking. So there you have a problem where already those businesses are going on, so they will not entertain or allow new business to come into that category. So the opportunity quickly, so because of these problems, the government has bring this fame 2 and PME drive subsidiaries, where the capex cost of installation of charging infrastructure will reduce by 30 to 40%, because they are taking care of land ownership, they are taking care of charger, they are giving subsidies on installation of charger. So in that case, like if you have a maybe capex required to install a charger of around like 20 lakhs, then it will come to around 8 lakhs or 10 lakhs, which is a good thing. And then you have a traffic layers and capacity pinpoints, highest utilization, lowest civil work needs. So these are also the main problem that because it's an infra game, so you need to relocate the traffic while installation. And then leasing of government land. So there is a lot of, as I have mentioned in the beginning of this slides, so the government land is quite barren or waste land mainly. So they are offering through PSUs, they are offering these charging, these those locations for installation of charging infrastructure. Civil infrastructure challenges is like, because it's a new thing, so we do not have contractors who have expertise in making these EV chargers or charging stations. And then every state, they have different regulations and canopy heights, curb cuts. So you do not have a standard charging station installation thing. And then you have a different harsh weather durability also, like flooding, UV degradation, and all that, heavy vehicle impact. So opportunities is like co-location at depot and parking lots. So already, which are deputed since a very long time, like bus depot, MCD parkings. So those can be used because those are mainly developed for parking. So you just need to have an electrical infra at that position. So that is where we have also made the charging stations. Solar carport integration, combining charger canopies with solar PV shields, pads, generate power, and seamless dual permitting. So you can sell the solar energy generating at those canopies, which I have also given an example earlier. So green civil materials, so using recycled materials like that. And then in electrical infrastructure, so you have a problem with discom, because they also give connections in 2 to 4 months, where they commit that they can give in 10 to 15 days. So that is also big problem. Peak demand charges, so higher the kVA requirement, so you have a very high fixed charge like that. So this is also one of the problem which were we everyone was facing. Unreliable rural power, so frequent power backups is required to increase the charger uptime, because the electricity cut is there. So now what they are the solution for this is like they have smart meter load management, so that they can do a demand response participation on site solar and storage for for the cut of the mainly power backups, and vehicle to grid pilots, where you have a smart city, so you can maintain or balance the grid, where you deploy or provide power to the grid using your EVs, as I have explained earlier. Then we have another step is supply and installation of EV chargers. So challenges is like limited certified installers, and very few expertise is there, where you have EVSC certifications creating bottleneck during peak installation campaigns, inconsistent firmware and QA quality analysis. So software versions is also upgrading with time. So that is also a problem. Complex multi-stakeholder coordinations, so aligning OMCs, discoms, local bodies. So this is also one of the problem at the installation end, because you need to install the charger first, then the discom will come. They will ask for they want the charger to be there before providing the meter. So all this lead to have higher investment, loss of money, loss of time. Suppose you cannot commit that the ideally the timeline for from the this first step to last step should be 45 days to 60 days, but it goes from that time to 120 days also. So you can see time is money, and with time uh, the budget is also increased. So here we can see like OCPP enabled remote update, phased rollout strategies for AC chargers. Like mainly in societies you put AC chargers for overnight charging, and at public stations you put DC chargers like that. And then testing and commissioning. So scarcity of EVSC simulator, because for the commissioning, once you have installed the charger, you need to have some trials so of the EVSC. So you need EV simulators which are not present in good quantity. So we need to have a physical EV for trial. Then multi-protocol interoperability, as I have mentioned, like there are different protocols. So you need to have integration for each of the protocol. Then commissioning engineers are like, again, where we have very important role of like DIY guru. So the shortage of engineers is there. Like the expertise is core expertise is not there. Like trainer certification courses are very less. So here we have opportunity like that. So remote commissioning capabilities are required, and then factor acceptance tests are required at plant level, at charge station level. Then commissioning analytics dashboard is also we can provide, where you can have a real time logs, and then some courses and all that where you learn to commission the and test the EV chargers. Then for operations and maintenance, there is a high downtime rates. 25% of the public station chargers can be non-functional at any time due to part shortage or delayed servicing, because there's those are installed at very different locations. Fragmented O&M standards, no unified SLAs lead to inconsistency in preventive versus corrective maintenance. So maintenance is a big problem nowadays, and firmware backend mismatches. So you have some software and hardware version is different, and in CMS version is different. So that also can create big problem. Opportunities is like IoT based predictive maintenance, where the research can happen, where you can predict like these are the problems which will come in the charging stations, which is a very huge and big opportunity for R&D, where you can, which is also being done at a very big scale, where you are doing a research that this station will be predictive analysis basically, then remote diagnostics and OTA patches, and subscription based service contracts. So as I have mentioned, so you can see this is one of the station at Delight Cinema. So somebody cut the cable. You can see the cable is not there, both the chargers. So these are the basic site challenges. There are, so we have installed CCTV cameras and at those stations, and which we can show to the insurance. So we have done the insurance for each and every charging stations, where we mitigate the risk of the investment of the investor. So in both the cases, we have got good payment from the insurance company, because we have installed cameras and all that. So these are the way we have taken care of these site operations and maintenance. So basically, this is like collaboration way, investment, and fuel station network. So these PSU can work in this direction to take that. So thank you. So these are the main challenges and opportunities I have mentioned. And after this, I'll just go through the project which we are doing with Himachal Pradesh. So as you can see, green corridor. So we did the signing with in front of Chief Minister of Himachal, where we are developing for 22 charging locations. So these, I will just go through this presentation. Just a minute. What we are planning. So now mitigating, risk of the investment. We have to have a supermarket, restaurant near the charger. We have a solar uh, powered station. So this is what we have imagined through artificial intelligence. This is where we are going to make a charging station like this, where we have a charger for cars, buses, two-wheelers, and then we can advertise here also. So revenue generation you can do through advertisement and supermarket, restaurant. So these are the challenges I have already discussed with you. So this is the corridor. Like there are two corridors, corridor 1 and corridor 3. We have on the these are the locations which we have to make the stations. These locations we have got for 40 years on lease basis. And you can see on corridor 1 we have Dadi Bhola Nalagad. So this is the 11,000 square feet. So this is how government is helping in promoting their waste land to convert them into EV charging stations. like Mohal Mauza, Rora, Baliwal. So this is like 6,393 square feet area. Then Karoli, 12,000 square feet, 10,000 square feet, a big area. Like, but the challenge is again, as I have mentioned, to these are like valley area or hill area. You have to cut hill. You have to bring in electrical infra here, like that. Car parking. So these are the parking area where you do not need a huge infrastructure, but you just need to install the charging stations, which as we have done in Delhi. So this is like SDMC offices also. So Morsu, 8,000 square feet. I'm just showing all the locations you can see in a very quick way. So this is again the parking. So in parking, the installation is very easy. So that is why we have made it in a phase wise. So this is going to be huge infrastructure cost is required here. Then RTO office, Solan, then Mauja Vakna Ghat is there, where we need to make the charging station in the valley. So we have to have a infrastructure, and then it is a Tuti Kandi, which is I don't know who like how many you have visited Himachal, Shimla. So these are the locations in that. This is also an easy location. And then we have also, you can see, we have mentioned the development cost also, like 1 CR, it is going to be 1 CR, 1.05 CR, 1 CR, and some locations should take more than 1 CR also, like 1.4 CR, 1.4 CR. Some locations are very uh, remote, like Kaza. So this is, you can see the altitude is very high, and these are the whole snowy area is there here. You can see. So again, Losur also. This is also where, like, you can see the locations. The very tough locations are there. So here we have to make, projected ROI 18%, break even very less, 5 years. So business models we have to make. So like EVA technologies, and we had to make another subsidiary, SPV, special purpose vehicle. So here in EVA technologies, we are focusing on the technologies part, and here we are mainly on the network part. So these are the competition. These are the CAPEX model, OPEX model, which we have to present, like, the CAPEX distribution, how it is distributed, OPEX distribution on every electricity rate, how much is their site cost. So you have to bring your business model in cost in electric in unit basis. Then the cost of like every time the cost is decreasing. So now this is the break even is in like 5 years. So I think this is mainly from my side, and we can have a discussion. If you have any queries, I will be happy to address.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Rahul sir, for this compelling and insightful presentation. I'm sure that our attendees have gained valuable insight from this. So, okay, so before we begin the Q&A session, I'm sharing the feedback link with you right now in the chat box. So please take a moment to fill that form. That will be valuable to us. Okay. After you done the filling up the form of give me a thumbs up emoji so that we can move ahead for the Q&A sessions. After filling the form, please give me a thumbs up, guys. So, okay, so all right, we'll start the Q&A session. So, before that, I just wanna inform you that just limit yourself to one question so that everyone has a chance to ask the questions, and use your hand features to speak when invited. And also, you can drop your questions in the chat box. Okay. So, Rahul, sir, please continue.
Sure. So how we are going to take the questions?
Okay, Tilak, you can start.
First of all, a very good evening, sir.
Good evening. I would request, like, for everyone who is asking question can switch on the camera so that I can,
Yeah,
have a good interaction.
yeah. Sure.
Yes.
So, based on EV charging stations, sir, which it is in coming smart city, right? And which protocol it is using on EV charging station?
Okay. For station, it is OCPP. OCPP protocol we are using for communicating the EV charger with the CMS, Open Charge
Okay.
Point Protocol.
Mm.
And the
And
version is 1.6.
yes, sir. And in coming generations, sir, we are DIYguru candidates of EV technology also. So we need to know that EV charging station, when it will be in coming generation, it implement, right? So for that, any internship and job opportunity we will get on that EV charging station if we need our future on that.
Yeah, that we can all. We are already having a discussion with DIYguru. So definitely we can offer a remote
Hmm.
internship where you have a good knowledge, and if you wish to visit um, Delhi or like our office, there also we can do. We will definitely do after your course is completed or during also.
Yeah. Nee, in the community group, it need to be posted so we can get more about that ideas and we can up to date. No? That's why.
In which group?
In community group. So,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely we can offer. No issue.
Thank you so much. Sir.
Yeah, Vijay, go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm audible right now.
Yes.
So my question is that, sir, how much time it will take to charge the electric vehicle? That plug-in charges. You're talking about the charges, no, sir. So how much
Yes.
time it will take to charge the vehicle?
So
Any
it
kind of
depends.
battery?
Yeah, it depends on three factors. One is EV,
Okay.
second is battery, Third
Okay.
is charger availability, the power availability. So
Okay.
let's suppose let's assume we fix the EV, like we are having uh, Nexon EV with 30.2 kilowatt hour battery, that is also fixed. So based on the charger, now the power is different. So suppose we have a 3.3 kilowatt charger
Okay.
which is a usual plug which we have at home. So with that, it will take 12 to 16 hours for full charge. But once we double the power, like 7 kilowatt, then the charging time will reduce to 6 to 7 hours. And if we go for DC charger, it will the whole battery up to at least 20 to 80%, it will charge in 60 minutes to 80 minutes based on
Okay.
the vehicle condition at that time.
Understand. And one more question is there, sir.
Yes.
So I'm working. So currently I'm working in Old Monk, sir. So I'm right now plant in charge, and I'm having a good experience with the motor also. Okay. So can you make that type of motor? So when our vehicle is running, our vehicle is running, so from that vehicle, so can you make that type of charge, that type of any equipment to charge that battery when your vehicle is running?
Yeah, that is called as regenerative charging.
Yeah, you need to charge it. Is it
Yeah. So in
possible to
case
make
of
that charge?
yeah, it is already happening in some of the EVs where
Okay.
when you apply a brake, then the battery gets charged. That is
Yes.
why it is easy and it is beneficial in case of EVs, because you are actually using the brake energy, which is a heat reducing energy, to charge your batteries. And once you are coming downhill on from a mountain, then also you can charge your vehicle. But while running it in forward direction, then you cannot charge your battery, because there is a problem, like you cannot charge and discharge the battery at the same time. Either you charge it or you discharge it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You
Should
too.
I leave?
Yeah, you can next question we can.
Yes, Durvish.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Durvesh.
Yeah. I was having one doubt from starting, as the Google Link Meet has been named as an challenges and opportunity in setting up an EV charging station.
Correct.
So one only I have only one question, that uh, this session was conducted for an business partnership or just for a doubt,
Mainly awareness.
mainly awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any opportunity to set up a to have a business partnership with them company? Because I can see here, especially on your EBI website only.
Yeah, that we can discuss separately.
Okay.
So no, that was not the intent, but yes, if
Right.
it is
Not
uh,
and that is an intent, because it was the title which there was mentioned was like that
correct.
only.
So it is you can say that there were a lot of doubts were coming. If someone wants to install a charging station, like
Yeah.
what are the challenges, because there is no such awareness on the process on the stakeholders. So I hope through this session I could able to make you understand
Yeah.
uh, about the major terminologies and major stakeholders and major challenges and how
Yeah.
they are so yes, we can have a separate discussion,
Yeah.
Durvesh. You can I'm dropping my contact details also there in the
Yeah.
chat box, so uh, you know you guys can follow. Mainly the email ID I am dropping, so you
Okay.
guys follow through this email.
Okay.
Okay, Deepak, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes, Deepak.
Hello.
Yes, Deepak, you are audible.
Hello.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
If
please.
if I want to do a startup as a charging station, how governments are help us?
So in this session, as I have mentioned, that there are many FAME subsidy and land availability, and
Yeah.
government is pushing with some tenders. They are pushing uh, with some policies, so which you can follow and establish a charging station and work as an CPO, charge point operator, as a CPO.
Sir, where we can connect with our governments? How to, how to connect?
So there are websites like Ministry of Power and DHI, Department of Heavy Industry, and PM EV Drive. So these are the keywords which you can search on Google and you can get the links.
Okay.
So you want to install charging station privately or some at government locations?
Yes.
Yeah, so that way we can have a discussion separately. If, like someone want to get into charging station business.
Okay. Okay. Sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak.
Okay, Saurav, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Mr. Saurabh.
Hello, sir.
Yes, hi.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a doubt that what is the typical hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Good
yes, I'm
evening, sir.
listening. You can off your camera so that the bandwidth utilizes properly. I think there is some network
Hello,
issue.
sir. I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question. Okay, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. I have poor connection, so that's why. Hello, sir.
Yes, hi.
My question is that like what is the typical ampere drawn by next one EVs or 4 years in typical EV charging station? Yes. My question is that what is the typical load of 4 wheeler like Mahindra
Yeah,
EV or your Tata Nexon EV?
so
Because
for
that will
AC side or DC side?
for
Yeah,
AC
so
side
as I have
I'm asking, sir.
told you, there is a segment in 16 ampere, 32 ampere. These are the major current drawn by the EVs on the AC side.
Okay, okay, sir. So, sir, how can we like during short circuit or say overcurrent? So, how can we have to install panel room extra or MCB or RCB for the protection, or you just depend on the other government bodies? They will do that
No, so there is a guideline
because it
properly.
is a
There is a guideline, and you have to
okay.
install switch gears like MCBs, RCCBs,
Hmm.
SPDs, ALCBs,
Okay.
MCCBs. These are the switch gears you need to install. So these are the guidelines from discoms also for the protections.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. And sir, I have one question, more question. Sir, around express and new expressways and highways are built all over the country. So if we install like EV charging stations, so how can we deliver the load? Because most of them are in
Most of them are in.
most of the uninhabited area. So how can we?
Okay, Saurabh, we are running out of time. I need to give chances to any other. We'll connect with you personally, okay? So I just want to give chance to Mustafa. So Mustafa, please go ahead and please wrap up this for one session.
Uh, Good evening, Rahul sir. Hello,
Yeah, hi, good evening.
are you getting me?
Yes, yes.
Sir, there are talks of Tesla coming to India. Will it change the landscape in EV infrastructure and
Definitely, because they are mainly focusing, they are mainly focusing on DC hypercharger, fast charger. So it will change a lot of things from grid point of view, from land point of view, from EV user experience point of view. But we are ready.
so
Like India is ready for Tesla in terms of EV charging and mobility.
so it will also change the other infrastructure, what we are using protocols and other things.
So I think the car which is coming in India from Tesla is will be using CCS2 only.
CCS2 only.
Yes,
Okay.
because adoption
So
is has to be there.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jairaj, please go ahead.
Hello, sir. My name is Zairaj. I have one question. Can
Please.
you hear me? So, what should startup know when working with discoms for electricity supply agreements or estimating grid load for their stations? Understanding this clearly would enable before the efficient planning.
So can you just repeat what you just said in the last
So,
line?
my question is, what should startup know when working with discom for the electricity supply? So, what kind of agreements and estimated grid load for the particular stations?
Yeah. So for mainly, see, this is a standard and varying from state to state.
Yes,
Which
sir.
state you are asking?
So I'm from the particular Gujarat, but is there is a formal kind of parameters set by different discoms or
So
so I'm
see, there is a minimum load availability, which you
yes,
don't need any special permissions, like 22
okay.
kilowatt or 50 kilowatt. So that comes under LT, low tension load. Okay.
More than
So
100
there,
is polished. Yes.
yeah. So there in Delhi it is 75. In Himachal it is 50, and in Gujarat it may be 100, as you have just mentioned. So beyond that you need a transformer. So now it depends. If you want to install an AC charger, you don't need any special agreement or special anything. But if you want to go for buses charger or like heavy DC chargers, so then you need special permissions to install like transformers and bring more cables to that. So that is
Yes.
there.
For load more than just guess that there is need to install transformer the 120 kilowatt. So there need a transformer up
Correct.
for 120 kVA for buffer with 130 kVA transformer. So my question is, when there is a need for the transformer, so discom will ask for the transformer. So I would set up transformer by myself, or they will take care of it.
No, so they will take care of it. You have to give the money.
Okay, so I cannot setting up transformer by myself, even if the transformer is certified or
So you can see installing a transformer is another thing, but giving power to the transformer is another thing.
yes,
So you
yes.
have to bring the cables from Discom only, because
Okay,
they are maintaining all that. So these are the government bodies, regulatory bodies, which are working in this dimension or is in this direction. Yes, for solar, you can have an independent setup, but for when you are dependent on grid, so you need to have permissions from them. You can tell them that I am having my own transformer. I want
okay,
to use it. So, and this is from registered vendor also, and certified also, to save cost. So that way you can tell them. But yeah, the people, the manpower and all that will be from Discom only.
okay. My one second question is, as a CCS2 standard is widely used for the charging of the electric cars and buses. So isn't it possible to standardize CCS2 for all type of the electric vehicles, like consider electric bikes, electric scooters? So it will streamline the installation for the charging. So for bikes, there's a different standards, right? So isn't it possible to use CCS2 for all kind of vehicles?
So they tried it, but in case of two-wheeler, three-wheeler, the battery voltage having, at 300 volt, 400 volt is very difficult, and it will increase the cost. So you will not buy a 2 or 3 lakh having a two-wheeler. Abhi it's like 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh. Also, it's very costly for us.
Okay,
So that is
we get CCS2 scooters, and that will increase the cost for the manufacturing in particular vehicle,
yes,
right?
yes. Why? Because the connector. That is why
Is expensive.
The EV cars are so costly. See, Nexon diesel top model, you buy it at 8 lakh, 9 lakh, but when you
Yes.
go for a EV, it is like the double the cost, or maybe 16 lakh, 15 lakh. It is increasing. So why it is increasing? Because of the technology and all that. So for that, and we will be again dependent on outside India countries, right, for CCS. But so in India, we have developed LEV light electric vehicle DC chargers.
Okay.
So that is coming from Ather and Ola.
Yes, standardized for Ather is one
Okay,
is.
so
Correct. So that is how
okay,
we are
so
doing it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
okay. So now I'm taking the last question from Piyush. After that, I'll hand it over to Zishan, sir. He will walk you through the amazing opportunities we offers in EV courses. Okay. Yeah, Piyush, go ahead.
Sir, good evening, sir. Sir,
Good
actually, our
evening,
question
Piyush.
is how can we ensure the reliability and uptime of EV charging in a station, especially extreme weather condition, just like summer conditions? It's affected in what condition?
Yeah, so this is a very big problem. That is why we are going for higher voltage and lower current, because in case of lower current only, you will be having temperature issues in a very less number. So earlier we had this DC001 charger. So that time the current was 200 amperes. So it was very difficult for power modules and all that. So in India there is a big problem of dust also, IP ratings, dust. So that also degrades the performance of rectifiers in DC chargers. So what people are doing, like from the research point of view, they are having nitrogen cooling or liquid cooling rectifiers. They are coming up with this solution so that you are not dependent upon the environmental conditions. So there you are not having a air cooled system, you are having a liquid cooled system. So that way you are increasing the efficiency.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your active participation. Zishan, sir, could you please continue over from here?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, sir, your voice is audible.
Yeah, am I audible? You are getting my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
you are audible, right? Yes.
Yeah. So, कैसा लगा आप लोगों को ये session?
Yeah,
Great,
it
sir. It
was
was
very
very
informative.
informative and knowledge also.
Okay. मेरा नाम जीशान हुआ. I'm the admission in charge in DIYguru. Okay. If you really want to upskill yourself in EV charging, okay, we have a program for you. किसी को कोई program के regarding कोई जानकारी चाहिए तो आप मुझे connect कर सकते हैं.
Sir, from where we can connect you, basically?
I'll drop my personal number in chat box. Okay. Hello.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So you
yes.
can also directly connect with me on phone number. Also, I'm dropping my mail ID. If you have any doubt regarding the EV charging, okay, so you can connect with me and also schedule meeting with me one-on-one.
Okay, sir. At what time, sir, we can connect you?
Anytime.
All right.
Hello. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
किसी को कोई डाउट है तो पूछ सकते हो, नहीं तो आप लोग लीव कर सकते
Sir,
हो.
one question is there that any internship opportunity and job opportunity will become in coming time because we are learning EV charging also from DIYguru, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Tilak,
we want.
I'll do one thing. I think this is the not a right platform. Okay. So for the placement, we will do one thing, na? Okay. We will arrange a meeting with our HR so you can discuss
Okay.
this thing on our HR.
When it will be connected, sir, with the HR?
You can connect the HR tomorrow at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in between.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome.
Sir, I have one question. Can I ask?
Yes, you can indeed.
So, there is so many competition right now. So many CPUs are working on the charging, setting of infrastructure. So there is a hurdles of so many applications, even on a charge on static and many more. So for end user, it is kind of difficult to get all these applications in their phone. So many startups are also working on that to incorporate different CPUs in their own app.
Mhm.
So and government work on this and they can develop their own platform so every CPUs can register themselves in one application.
Jairaj,
So
one minute. Jairaj, I think this is a technical question. I'm not a right person. Okay. Do
okay,
one
okay,
thing. Just write down your question. I'll take your question. Okay. I'll discuss my
okay,
team, then I'll answer you. Okay.
okay, no problem, sir.
Yeah. If you have need any help regarding the program, if you want to upskill yourself regarding the EV charging, okay, we have a program. Okay. If you
Okay,
need any help, so you can connect with me. Definitely, I will assist you. I'm not a
The program,
technical.
sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
sir, last question. No? A program we will get assigned from DIYguru in our mail. If we EV charging station, that course it will be launched
Yes, you
regarding
can.
AI smart EV charging station like that.
If we launch in future, definitely we will give you. Don't worry.
It is a free of cost, sir.
Yes, yes. For PG student, you will get the free of cost. You don't need to pay any charge.
And for nano degree students, sir.
We will discuss my team. Okay, then I'll let you know.
Okay, thank
In
you, sir.
PG, if we launch any program, na, okay, as per our company policy, we will give you the free access. Don't worry.
Means all the candidates it will be get, sir. For nano also and PG also, right?
Definitely, I'll take your feedback for the nano degree. Okay, I'll take your feedback. Then I'll discuss my teams. Then we can do, if we can provide free of course, definitely we will do it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. I hope अब किसी का डाउट नहीं है. पीयूष कोई आपका डाउट? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay. Now you can leave the meeting.